Hey everybody, what's a crack-a-lack? Mr. Miller here, bringing you another instructional video for your viewing enjoyment. And as always, I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day today. In this video, we're going to be looking at multiplying and dividing rational expressions. And what's really interesting about this topic is we're really not multiplying or dividing anything directly. The cool thing is we're doing the same kind of things that we were doing when we were simplifying rational expressions. How did we simplify rational expressions last week? We factored, and then we canceled common factors. We're doing the same thing here. The difference is it's just there's going to be more stuff to factor now, but because of that, it's likely that there's going to be more stuff to cancel out at the end of that factoring too. All right, so with that said, we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. All right, why not? Let's go ahead and get started here. So the directions for every example will be the same, and the directions are simply to simplify. All right, now on the practice assignments that I'm going to have you guys do tomorrow, Tuesday, and then again on Wednesday, there'll be directions at the top that say simplify each expression. So that's what we're doing in each problem. We're just simplifying. I'm only going to write simplify here to keep it short and sweet. And I'm only going to write simplify one time because that's what we're going to be doing on each problem. Okay, so let's just get right into it. Our first example is this. We have, in our first fraction, a plus 4 over 10a cubed plus 30a squared, multiplication dot, another fraction bar. In our upstairs, we have a squared minus 9a plus 14. And in our downstairs, in our dungeon, we have a squared minus 3a minus 28. Okay, now, quick disclaimer. Because you guys have become such pros at factoring, you guys have done a phenomenal job with factoring, we are going to go like warp factor 10 speed here. We are going to blaze through the factoring part because you've shown me you've mastered that, and I don't think you need me to continue to beat that to death. I'll say it one more time because I know I've been preaching it over and over again, but if you're still having trouble with factoring, please come and get extra help from me. You need to be able to do this, and that's all I'm going to say about that in this video. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right down to it. Before we factor, let's check. What kind of problem do we have? We have multiplication, okay? So the flow chart that I had you guys write down in the previous video, if it's multiplication, we are in business. We can go straight to factoring stuff, and then we'll worry about canceling. If it were division, we'd have to do something else first. We'll get to that when we get to a division problem. All right, that's the copy, switch, flip. So what do we have going on here? In the upstairs, we have a plus 4. It's not quadratic, it's linear. What's the GCF of that? It's 1. Okay, a plus 4 is done. Hey, that's pretty sweet. We don't have to do anything with that except rewrite it. Now, how about the downstairs? It's not quadratic because the highest exponent is a 3. If the exponent is something like 3 or 4, whoa, what's going on here? Spooky. That means we want to think GCF. All right, if it's not quadratic right off the bat, let's think GCF. What would the GCF of this be? What are you thinking? Oh, 10a squared, right? Okay, good deal. When we factor out that 10a squared, that's going to affect the numbers that we started with, that are in front of the a's. So how does that change the problem? Well, I would multiply 10 by what to take me back to 10? That's 1. I had 3 a's, I'm taking 2 out, so that's going to leave me with a single a. The second part, what do I multiply 10 by to take me to 30? Well, that's 3. I had 2 a's. I am taking 2 out, so there are no a's left on that 3. No, 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 no. Okay, all right, so the first fraction is now in factored form. Now let's deal with the second fraction. And I hope you're seeing what I'm doing here. Rather than try to digest the entire problem in one swoop, I'm taking it in pieces. First fraction, top. First fraction, bottom. Now we're going to move to the second fraction, worry about the top, and then worry about the downstairs. Okay, so that's A lot of math can be made easier that way by taking it in chunks. All right, in our upstairs, we have a quadratic. Why? Because the highest exponent is 2 on the letter. It's naked, though. This is a naked quadratic. Naked quadratic, GCF is automatically 1, nothing to take out. So we're going to go to our, okay, factor this thing. We need two numbers that multiply to the back end, which is 14, but those same two numbers add to the middle bun, which is -9. Now, I'm sure you're looking at that and you're saying to yourself, oh, that is so easy, Mr. Miller. I already know what those two numbers are that are going to make that beautiful math happen. It's -7 and -2. You are so good. You are correct. That is right. So that means, let me write it underneath here first. This thing factors as a -7, a -2, and we're going to transfer that now to our upstairs, right? A minus, what did I say first? Try to be consistent. A -7, a -2. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Such a wonderful sight, is it not? Okay, how about our downstairs in the second fraction? Well, check that out. That's quadratic. Highest exponent is 2 on the letter. It's naked. We're not going to get a GCF other than 1, so we need to go straight to doing this. I need two numbers that multiply to that, but add to this, right? So what two numbers multiply to -28? Those same two numbers add to -3. I'll try not to give away the answer so quickly this time. Give you a chance to think about it. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, what do you got? What do you got? Come on, I'm waiting for you to tell me. What do you got? Tell me. Just kidding. Okay, obviously I can't hear what you're saying. And quit talking to the computer screen. You're disrupting other people around you. All right. What are the two numbers, though? Are you thinking -7 and 4? I hope that's what you were thinking. And if you weren't, that's okay. But those are the numbers that we need to use to factor this quadratic. So that means this thing, right, this quadratic factors as a -7, a plus 4, and that's kind of a crappy a. Try to make it a little bit better. We're going to transfer that to our downstairs in our second fraction. Now, check this out. We have factored everything. That is primo, right? We have to factor everything first. Now we cancel. This is where you get to go in like Han Solo with a lightsaber and just start annihilating common factors. So check this out. We have a factor of a plus 4 in the tippy top, and we have a factor of 4 in the downstairs. Those can be canceled, right? They have to be on separate levels, and they have to be identical. A plus 4, a plus 4. Upper level, lower level. Hey, perfect. They cancel. What else can we cancel? What are you thinking? We have an a -7 in the top. We have an a -7 in the downstairs. Bye-bye. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Those go bye-bye. Is there anything else that we can cancel? I'm waiting. Anything else? Anything else I can cancel? Very good. You're correct. Nothing else cancels. All right? So we're just going to rewrite what's left over. A -2, and I like to put check marks after I write stuff in my answer so I don't leave anything out. 10a squared is going to go next because there's nothing else left in the top except a -2. And then we have this a plus 3, right? Okay, that's it. This right here, this bad boy is our final answer. Okay, guys, this is what we're going to do on the next example. I'm going to write the example down. In fact, I'll start writing it right now as I'm chewing your ear off. It's like, when will he ever stop talking? Gosh. Okay. What I want you to do after I write the example, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? You already know what I'm going to say. Pause the video, try it out on your own, and then hit play and see if your work matches mine. All right, so here goes our problem. In the upstairs, 3a squared minus 17a minus 6. In the downstairs, 15a cubed plus 5a squared times All right, fraction bar, 2a plus 16 over 2. All right, hit that pause button. Try it out on your own. You get stuck, you call me over for help. Be glad to help you. All right, hit that pause button, then hit play. Check your work and answer against mine. Good job. Okay, guys, hopefully you took some time to factor, and you may have even canceled, like I said to do. But what I decided to do was, rather than cancel and then resume the video, I thought I would just stop at the factoring part. Because this way, if you make a mistake with the factoring, you can pause the video and call me over right now, and I can help you. So here's what. The upstairs factored as a minus 6, 3a plus 1. I did that down yonder, down here. The downstairs of the first fraction factored as 5a squared, 3a plus 1. Because the GCF of this thing was 5a squared. And then check this out. The second fraction, the upstairs, has something that's linear, and if something's linear or if it's not quadratic, basically if something's not quadratic, we want to try to factor out a GCF. So what did I take out? I took out the GCF of 2, and that left a plus 8. And then the downstairs of that second fraction, it was just a number. Okay, nothing to really do with that. Now, this is where you get to go in, like I've said before, like Han Solo or Yoda with a lightsaber, and we're just going to start canceling stuff that's common. So what things are going to go bye-bye? What things can we cancel out? What are you thinking? Well, 3a plus 1, right? I'm sure you were thinking that. Does anything else cancel? Very intriguing. How about these 2's? We have a factor of 2 in the top and a 2 in the bottom. We can cancel those out, most assuredly. What's left over? Because nothing else is going to cancel out, what's left over is our answer. So in the top, a minus 6. In the down, oh, see, this is where I like to check things off. We have a minus 6. We have a plus 8 in the upstairs. And then here in the downstairs, we're left with this lonesome 5a squared. Okay, and this is our answer. All right, we're doing pretty good on run time of the video. It's at 12 minutes, and we still have 2 more examples to do. So with that said, let's get right to it. Let's get to our third example. And we're going to do some division now. Yay, it's very exciting. All right, here goes example 3. And I've already given a heads up, it's going to be some division. We have 7p plus 21 over p squared minus 4p minus 21 divided by 7p plus 21 over, in our downstairs of the second fraction, p squared minus 13p minus 4, no, pardon me, plus 42. Okay, now, first thing we ask ourselves is, what kind of problem do we have? We have division. Division means we're going to have to do some rearranging. We're going to have to change it a bit. So what needs to be changed? In that flowchart, it says if you have division, you do copy, switch, flip. Okay, so we copy the first fraction. That's not going to change. It's still going to be 7p plus 21 over p squared minus 4p minus 21. That's the copy part. Now, the switch, we switch division to multiplication. Do red. We switch the division to multiplication. But because we've changed operations, we also have to change our problem a little bit more to counteract that switching from division to multiplication. And the way we counteract that is by flipping, or if you want to be super fancy about it, reciprocating the second fraction. That's the flip part. So what's in the downstairs now becomes our upstairs. Oh, snap. You know what? I just erase. I'm not even going to try to fix that. All right, minus 13p plus 42. And then what was in our upstairs originally in the second fraction now becomes our downstairs. All right, now we have a multiplication problem. So we're going to fall back on what we were doing before. We're going to factor this in its entirety, everything, and then we're going to cancel stuff out. Guess what you're going to do? Pause the video, factor, cancel stuff out, and then this time what I will do is I will just resume the video after I've canceled also so you can check to see if your answer matches mine. Okay, hit that pause button. All right, my homies, check it. The answer that I got was p minus 6 over p plus 3. How about you? What'd you get? Did you get the same thing? Huh? Did you? I hope you did. And if you didn't, that's okay. If there's something that's not clear as to why the answer is p minus 6 over p plus 3, call me over to your desk. I'll be happy to explain it. But let's briefly run through how I got this. The GCF of 7p plus 21 is 7. When I take 7 out, I get 7 parentheses p plus 3. The downstairs of the first fraction, that's a naked quadratic, so I go straight to, I need to find two numbers that multiply to negative 21, but add to negative 4. That's negative 7 and positive 3. Here are my factors for p squared minus 4p minus 21. Boom, right? P minus 7, p plus 3. Transfer that to the downstairs of the first fraction. The second fraction upstairs, it's a naked quadratic. So I go straight to saying to myself, I need two numbers that multiply to 42 but add to negative 13. Those factors become, well here, I wrote it over here too, I'm sorry. P minus 6 times P minus 7, transfer that to the upstairs. And then finally, check this out. Isn't this nice? We already factored 7p plus 21. The GCF is going to be the same. Right? I mean, how ridiculous would it be to say the GCF of this is 7, but this, which is the same thing, you would say the GCF is something else. It has to be the same. They're the same thing. 7p plus 21, 7p plus 21. GCF is 7. 7 times p plus 3. Now for the fun part. I wish I could do sound effects with a lightsaber actually in action, but now we get to cancel out common factors. 7, 7. Boom. Top level, lower level, we can cancel them out. They're factors, they're in different levels. Get rid of them. Now, p plus 3, let's talk about that right quick. How many p plus 3s do I have in the top? I only have 1. But I have 2 p plus 3s in the downstairs. So does that mean that I get to cancel all 3 of them? Absolutely not. I can only cancel in pairs. So when I cancel the first p plus 3 out in the top with either one in the bottom, that's it. I'm done. I have no more p plus 3s in the top to cancel with the one that would remain, which means that second p plus 3 is a keeper. It's going to be in the answer, as you can see, right? That's what's in our downstairs. Okay, so we canceled 7s, we canceled p plus 3s, we can cancel the p minus 7s, and look at what's left. P minus 6 in the upstairs, p plus 3 in the downstairs. Okay, guys, you're doing fantastic. I'm getting a little nervous because the video is starting to get a little on the long side. So I am going to quickly write the next example. Shut my mouth. You try it out, factor it, cancel stuff, do what you need to do, and then check your answer. All right, here we go. Okay, example 4. In the top, we have 15r minus 21 over, oh my God. Okay, 35r squared. It's not going to be that bad once you take out GCFs, but it just looks a little scary at first. 49 divided by 5r plus 1 over 35r squared plus 42r plus 7. Pause the video. Factor it, cancel stuff out, hit play, check your answer. Okay, bye. Check your answer. I mean, not buy. I mean, come back, hit play. Pause the video, and then hit play after you're ready to check your answer. Let's do it. Yeehaw! Check this out. The answer is 3. Can you believe that? The answer is 3. We end up with a single number. Pretty interesting, huh? All right, so let's go through it right quick. First, we had division, so we have to change that to multiplication. Keep the first fraction the same. Don't you dare touch. Don't touch. Don't touch. All right? Keep first fraction the same. Change. Division to multiplication. That's the switch. And then the flip, you take the second fraction and you turn it upside down. Okay. Factor out GCFs. All right. The GCF of 15r minus 21 is 3. That leaves 5r minus 7. The downstairs has a GCF, downstairs of the first fraction has a GCF of 7. Take that 7 out. That gives us a dressed quadratic, which we'll factor in just a bit. Okay, which I've done over here, actually. All right, let me get this out of the way. Multiply front end times back end, negative 35, multiplies 2, adds to negative 2, okay, r plus 1, 5r minus 7. You know, the factoring part I'm kind of glossing over because by now you guys have become pros at factoring, so I don't need to beat that to death anymore, which, by the way, good job, all right, with the factoring. The second fraction, the GCF is 7. Take out 7. We have a dressed quadratic. I factored that over here. All right, you can see my beautiful work. I end up with r plus 1, 5r plus 1. Transfer that to the top. And remember to not leave your child at the mall. This 7 still has to come with. It's part of the problem still. And then the downstairs of the second fraction was linear, and its GCF was 1, so there was nothing that could be done with that. Now, look at all the stuff that goes bye-bye. 5r minus 7. Upper level, lower level. Bye-bye, see ya, wouldn't want to be r plus 1. We have an r plus 1 in the lower level. We have an r plus 1 in the upper level. Those go away. What else goes away? We have 5r plus 1, 5r plus 1. Those go bye-bye. 7 in the top, 7 in the bottom. They cancel out. And that leaves us with our lonesome single 3. Okay, I wish my check mark would have been in red. So, all right there. Now my check mark's in red. All right, so guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you found it somewhat informative and somewhat entertaining. What I would like you to do now is to bring your notes to me along with your Chromebook to the back of the room. You know where I'm stationed. I will check your notes, give you points for taking the notes on both videos. So if you skimped out on the first one, you best watch it and take notes on it. And then I will type in the password for the PCQ on MathXL for you. Okay, thanks guys. I really appreciate your attention. Adios.